Hello, beer tubers, and welcome to yet another beer review with me, Peter, the Master of Hoppers. Today, joined by my dad, aka
Jarl of Yeast.
Yes, we're sharing hype beers with Dad again. I already teased. I can smell that from here. So I've also had this one blind, and I loved it blind. It was my favorite of the ones we tried blind. I'm already hyping it for you. Sorry, I shouldn't. You should be more blind in the review. But it's following the same principle of the last beer we just had, the Omnipollo and Side Project Billionaire's Hot Chocolate. So this is batch 2 of Blessed by Anchorage. This is one of my all-time favorite breweries. They make amazing barrel-aged stouts and barley wines. And this is with coconut, and there's coconut in my glass.
Yeah, I see that.
I got it because I got the last pour. But it's the original batch of Blessed was one of the highest rated beers from this brewery, and then they did a batch 2. This one is also really highly rated and coveted by beer geeks. So Anchorage, as I said, they make fantastic stouts. Actually, this weekend they have their A Deal with the Devil Day with a box set of 3 different triple oaked A Deal with the Devil, and I wish I could get those because they sound insane. That's barley wines. I had the regular triple oaked, and I gave that 100.
Okay.
So I want to try the others.
Yeah.
But I'm sure they're going to cost crazy amounts of money on the secondary market. So this is a 15.5% Imperial Stout. And it's a blend of 2 stouts, one that's been aged in a bourbon barrel for a year and one that's been aged in a bourbon barrel for 2 years. And after that, it's been conditioned on Madagascar vanilla bean. And compared to the Ugandan, Madagascar vanilla bean is a bit more like what we know from cooking and whatnot. Like the vanilla beans you buy has a bit more, and vanilla, sometimes using Madagascar vanilla bean, it almost smells like vanilla sugar. Mm-hmm. Because that's what they use in vanilla sugar and also in vanilla flavoring. That's what they try to emulate. The Uganda is a bit more umami and like fatty and rich. So there's actually a difference in vanilla beans. And then they use both raw and toasted coconuts. So this is another big beer.
Sounds so.
Yeah, let's check this one out. So look how thick that is as well.
Yeah, that's just hangs in the glass.
It's the same as the other one. Really thick, really rich, pitch black.
Yeah.
Not a lot of head. There was a little bit of head when I poured it out. That was like roasty looking and tan, but as you see in your glass, there's next to nothing now.
Oh, next to nothing.
But that's all the coconut, because coconut is rich in fat and oil, so it destroys head retention. But yeah, I'm looking forward to trying this with a fresh palate. So let's try Blessed, batch 2. Oh, lots of coconut. There's even more coconut in this one than the other one.
Yeah.
And it's a more sweet barrel profile. It doesn't have that spiciness.
No, it's more sweet.
Much more vanilla.
You can smell the vanilla.
Yeah. Big
and the coconut, of course.
Yeah. It's funny, I got this blind as well, but I'm getting a slight metallic note. Like pennies, just a little bit, but it's massive. Oh, I got a lot of brownie there or something like that. Like a brownie fudgy, like really cakey as well. And it almost, to me, also smells a bit like, like Christkonfekt.
Mm-hmm.
The yellow ones and red ones with the coconut.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of that. And then Drømmekage topping. I think that's maybe a bit more in the taste as far as I remember, but it smells...
If people know what Drømmekage is.
Yeah, I've really... That's a thing, actually, that I've talked so much about in videos. That we're, with my place of work, we're discussing a collab with a brewery. And he said we should do a Drømmekage inspired beer because you talk about it on YouTube. So that's probably gonna happen. But this smells amazing. Lots of
the Drømmekage basically is a white dough.
Yeah, sponge cake
with coconut and caramel.
Yeah, but you see that, don't you?
Yeah,
something similar to that.
Yeah.
Lots of fudge and caramel too in this one. It smells awesome and heavy, awesome, bright bourbon character, like that candy bourbon, super vanilla caramel fudgy. It smells awesome. You want to drink Blessed? You want to see if we feel blessed?
Yes.
When we try this,
let's get blessed.
Let's get blessed. Cheers.
Cheers. I feel blessed.
It's totally Drømmekage. You see that? The top of a Drømmekage.
Totally.
That's crazy. They must use so much coconut to get that
and
flavor.
caramel.
No, there's no caramel in.
Oh, that's the roast?
That's just all the malts. I think they use a lot of caramelized malts, and then they boil it so it really caramelizes for a long time.
They must have.
Yeah. It's so chocolatey, too. Like, big, rich... It's almost like den du vil nok.
Yeah.
The chocolate version of a drømmekage.
Yeah.
Because it's like... That's a... Yeah. The cake I don't know what that called.
No. It's Danish bakery.
Yeah. It's the same as a drømmekage, but in a chocolate version. But is it white sponge cake or chocolate sponge cake?
It's chocolate.
Yeah, and then it's also chocolate in the top filling.
Yeah,
right?
and
coffee.
And coffee and coconut and caramel.
It's totally den du vil nok. I'm totally getting that now. Like the barley wine, some of the stuff they've done has been more bright and more caramelly, but this has like a depth of chocolate and coffee that makes it seem more like den du vil nok. Really coffee heavy, but there's no coffee in it. Actually, I'm getting much more coffee than the first time I drank it.
A bit bitterness too.
Yeah, which is quite nice.
Yeah.
It's restrained. It's not over the top.
No.
It's really sweet. I think it's definitely good that we're 3 people sharing the bottle. Maybe I could drink more of this because it tastes delicious. But it's also like it's a heavy beer.
Yeah, it's heavy.
Really mouth coating, full, rich mouthfeel, really sticky. You feel it on the lips.
Yeah, and it hangs in your mouth.
Yeah.
A long time.
Yeah, you can taste the flavor for a very long time. It's and a really bright, like American candy bourbon character, as I often talk about. Like this really fudgy, caramelly, vanilla heavy like flavor profile from the barrels, which is awesome. And apparently the way they do that, I don't know if so it's not like this with this, but often what they do at Anchorage is they do shorter barrel aging times, but then they just put it in new barrels, like when they do the triple oak. So it's like 6 and 9 months or something I think, between that time frame, and then they put in a new barrel, so they don't get the super deep wood complexity, but that really bright spirit complexity. And then they just layer it by doing it more times with different barrels, which is kind of their or Gabe's and the team's profile. This is, it's so weird drinking this now compared to blind. I'm really glad I had a spare bottle because drinking it blind was amazing and I loved it. But as I said in the video, we should have opened these earlier. Like we should have done, because they're so hype beers, we should have done that as the first thing in the box.
First ones, yeah.
But it was, I think we had 4 or 5 beers before it. So my palate was not fresh as it is right now. I'm enjoying it a whole lot more right now. Because it has like this really fresh, bright like flavor profile. Like this is what I want when you do adjunct stouts or pastry stouts. It's not too sweet. There is roasty stout-like flavors. There is umami, and then just like these super awesome flavors of the adjuncts. It's really, really fantastic. It's really den du vil nok in a beer, in a stout form, with just loads of layers. Love that roasty, chocolatey, charry espresso coffee layers in there, rich dark chocolate, and then just layer upon layer of coconut and vanilla. And yeah, this is really good. It is world-class beer.
Yeah, that's definitely good.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna bump it up like to around a 97, 98 or something like that. Drinking it right now, I'm loving it hard. I gave it a 96 blind, and I said like not a fresh palate, but right now it's just a couple great notches higher for me. It's not like my favorite Anchorage beer. I still think it's triple oak to deal with the devil, but man, and a vanilla deal with the devil, double oaked. But this is fucking wondrous.
Yeah, I have to go higher than we did with the others, because this one is really much better. So maybe 98.
Yeah, it's really good. I'm almost even getting like a hazelnutty, nutty flavor on it. It's crazy beer. It's extreme beer, and it's not for everyone. But I'd imagine the girls in there might even like this a little bit more because it's got like cake like.
Yeah, it's got cakely flavor. Yeah. I'm sure.
But Dad, I knew you'd love these because you usually like these barrel-aged beers. But I thought it'd just be fun to show you. So this is what's popular now that people get most excited about is beers like this.
Yeah.
So now.
But I've always been crazy about those.
Yeah. I remember, so we held a beer festival locally, and Dad talked to some subscribers and stuff, and he talked about the first time he had a barrel-aged beer, which was Alesmith, Old Numskull.
Numbskull. Yeah.
We shared. So Dad's always loved those beers. He always liked the dark beers, but I think the first time we tried something like that was Old Numskull together.
Yeah, it was.
Which was amazing. I haven't had that beer since. I'm sure it's still going to be great. I don't even know if they still make it.
Well, it was at the time some of the best beers I've ever tasted.
Yeah, it was awesome.
You can't
Relive that.
You
No.
can't compare.
No. Also because things are different now and
Yeah,
stuff like that.
yeah.
Moment, that was amazing. With Jakob. So, but yeah, wondrous stuff. My only bottle, but Brett had one, and that's the one we tried blind, and I'm happy to have tried it again and shared it with you, of course.
Yeah.
So, I'm interested to see what Martin says, what he thinks of this one. So, my brother-in-law. But yeah, this is amazing stuff. If you guys had a chance to try Blessed from Anchorage, if you
Definitely try it.
Yeah, it's a must try. I think so. And it's also not as hard to get as other beers. It's been in distribution. I think it's even been on sale in Europe. So I mean, I think it's a must try if you're into these heavy, rich, pastry-esque beers. So yeah, if you guys had this one, let us know. As always, remember to comment, subscribe, check out the Facebook fan page and Twitter and Instagram. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and ring the bell for future notifications about videos. And we're going to say cheers.
Cheers.
And see you guys in another beer review.